Essay number 8, The Parts of You That Aren't I. Right now, as you're watching this, feel your heartbeat. Go ahead, put your hand on your chest if you need to. Feel that rhythm that's been going since before you were born and will continue until the moment you die. Now here's something strange to consider. If we could somehow remove your heart and place it on a table in front of you, still beating, you wouldn't look at it and think, "That's me." You'd think, "That's my heart." Let's go deeper with this thought experiment. Imagine we could painlessly remove every organ from your body and lay them out. Your liver, your kidneys, your stomach, your lungs, even your brain. Each one performing its function, but separated from the whole. You wouldn't point to any single organ and say, "I am that." They're just parts. They're yours, but they're not you. So here's the question that should keep you up at night. If none of your parts are you, then what exactly are you? Feel your breath for a moment. Really feel it. It's happening right now without you thinking about it, just like your heartbeat. You don't say, "I am breath." You say, "I am breathing." There's a distinction there that we never really examine. The breath isn't you. The breathing isn't even you. There's something else doing the breathing, experiencing the breathing, aware of the breathing. Think about your hands. Look at them. Those weird little flesh spiders at the end of your arms that you use to interact with everything. You can lose them and still be you. Same with your legs, your hair, even portions of your brain. People have had entire hemispheres removed and remained fundamentally themselves. These parts are temporary, replaceable, ultimately just compilations of cells that will one day return to dirt. Yet somehow, when we attach them all together, we point to this meat machine and say, "This is me." But is it? There's something fascinating that happens when you really pay attention to where you feel like you exist in your body. Close your eyes and try to locate yourself. Where is the I that's listening to these words? Most people feel it somewhere in their chest, maybe their throat, possibly behind their eyes. There's a concentration of something, call it energy, consciousness, presence, that feels more you than your left pinky toe ever could. You don't have emotions in your arms. You don't feel existential dread in your kneecaps. The sense of I seems to hover in this central space, coexisting with organs you don't identify with at all. Your heart is there, your lungs are there, but so is this, something else. This awareness that seems to use the body, but isn't the body. So what would happen if we removed that awareness? What would be left? Just organic machinery, running on automatic, no different from a plant responding to sunlight or a jellyfish pulsing through the ocean. The body would continue its processes, but would you be there? Have you ever really sat with this feeling? Not thinking about it, but actually experiencing the distinction between what you call yours and what you call yourself? It's unsettling because once you feel it, really feel it, you can't unfeel it. You realize you've been walking around your entire life thinking you are something you're not. We desperately want to be our bodies because bodies are simple. Bodies have boundaries. They have beginnings and ends. They fit neatly into categories and identities. I'm tall, I'm athletic, I'm disabled, I'm beautiful, I'm aging. These are comfortable lies we tell ourselves because the alternative that we're some indefinable awareness temporarily piloting a biological machine is terrifying in its openness. But here's where it gets really interesting. We don't just identify with our bodies. We create these elaborate mental structures of who we think we are. I'm an introvert. I'm bad at math. I'm someone who needs 8 hours of sleep. I'm not a morning person. We build these prisons of identity and then suffer when reality doesn't match the blueprint. You say I'm anxious instead of I'm experiencing anxiety. You say I'm depressed instead of I'm aware of depression moving through me. You become the feeling instead of recognizing yourself as the awareness of the feeling. It's like mistaking yourself for the weather instead of the sky. This isn't just philosophical masturbation. This distinction between what you are and what you experience is perhaps the most practical realization you can have. Because when you know you're not your thoughts, you don't have to believe every stupid thing your brain tells you at 3 a.m. When you know you're not your emotions, you can let them pass through without becoming them. When you know you're not your body, Aging becomes less terrifying, illness becomes more bearable, and death becomes, well, still scary, but differently scary. We're so attached to the structures because we're terrified of the contents. We focus on job titles instead of the actual work. We obsess over relationship labels instead of the quality of connection. We want promises of forever instead of presence in the now. We cling to ideas of what things should be instead of experiencing what they actually are. But what if this awareness, this knowing that you're not your parts, isn't the terrifying void you think it is? What if it's actually freedom? What if healing yourself has nothing to do with fixing your personality, changing your thoughts, or improving your habits? What if it's just about shifting your awareness from the parts to the whole, from the temporary to whatever it is that's aware of the temporary? Think about it this way. You can replace every part of a car, the engine, the wheels, the chassis, even the frame, and at some point it's not the same car anymore. But you can't replace the driver and call it the same journey. You are the driver, not the vehicle. And the sooner you realize that, the sooner you stop trying to fix yourself by adjusting the parts. The organs don't make the organism. The thoughts don't make the thinker. The feelings don't make the feeler. There's something else, something that can't be pulled apart and laid on a table, something that exists in the space between your heartbeats and beneath your thoughts. I'm not asking you to believe any of this. I'm not asking you to adopt some new philosophy or change your worldview. I'm just asking you to feel for that presence right now. That awareness that's been here the whole time, watching your life like a movie, mistaking itself for the character on the screen. Can you feel it? That part of you that isn't a part at all? That thing that remains constant while everything else changes? That awareness that was there when you were 5 and will be there when you're 95, unchanged by all the parts that have come and gone? That's you. Not your body, not your thoughts, not your feelings, not your experiences, just you. The one thing you can never lose because it's the only thing you actually are. And once you feel that, really feel it, you might notice something strange. All those problems you thought you had, all those flaws you needed to fix, all those parts of yourself you hated, they're just weather passing through the sky of your awareness. They're not you. They never were. The question is, now that you know this, what are you going to do with it?